This is Perp back with another video, and I just got done finishing up the first season of Ted. This is a prequel series following a younger version of John and Ted in John's younger years. And my initial thoughts when they announced this and I saw the trailer, I was like, is this really necessary? Like, what can they possibly do with this series that could like recapture the magic of that first movie? Because Ted 2 was okay, but it was nowhere near as funny as the first film. But now, after watching this was really dope, and I would be down for multiple seasons of this series just because you've got a younger John here, and he's living with his cousin Blaire, and we get to meet his mother and father, Matty and Susan, which, if you've seen the movie, these are completely different like characters now, I guess, because now it's just a series. Because in the movie, John's dad didn't have red hair, you know what I'm saying? So that's something they had to pretty much retcon, which I don't really care. It's not that big of a deal. It's just something that you're going to notice. So this was really fascinating. This has 7 episodes. Each episode kind of ranges differently. Like, the first episode is the longest, it's like 50 minutes. And then episode 2 and the last 2 episodes are about like 40 minutes. And then the rest is like the shorter episodes at like 30 minutes. So it's a pretty easy binge. You know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily have to start at the beginning. You could kind of start with whatever episode. But if you want like the full context for certain things, then yeah, you'd have to start from the beginning. Like, I like the first episode, him dealing with them finally getting to smoke weed for the first time. It's a very coming of age mixed with like some raunchy humor and stuff like that throughout each episode. Then episode 2 was pretty funny, where they kind of were playing a prank on their bully. Episode 3, I think, was when John first got introduced to like porn. That was pretty funny. Episode 4 and 5 were okay. Like, 5 was really cool. I think 5 was the Halloween episode. That one was pretty solid. Seeing Ted dressed up like an Ewok, that was fucking hilarious. I think a lot of the jokes really hit too, because it's literally like with Ted's voice. Seth MacFarlane's literally just using Peter Griffin's voice, so his delivery and everything is just hilarious. You know what I'm saying? I like John in this, the guy that plays the younger version of John. He definitely kind of makes you believe that he is like a younger version of Mark Wahlberg in some senses. But yeah, like, once we get to the Halloween episode, my favorite episode though is the Christmas episode, where Matty, his father, brings his truck to life, and we see how racist he is. And you know also the inclusion of Blaire's character, which, she kind of is this perfect, like, in the middle type of character to kind of serve as the kind of voice of reason type of character. Also, you know, this predates like how women, feminists kind of are now and stuff like that. But I like Blaire's character, you know what I'm saying? Even though, I could see some people say, oh, she's kind of preachy, or as certain sectors of YouTube would call her, woke, white woke, I should say. But, Blaire's a cool character. I think she really fits well with everybody else. Susan being John's mom is really funny as hell too. She is very sweet. Uh, she is very submissive to her husband, because that's how a lot of wives were at that time, especially around that age. But she's funny. She's definitely gives me Kitty vibes from that '70s show. Not as funny as Kitty, but definitely there's that Kitty and Red vibe with her, with Susan and Matty. Matty is like damn near almost racist, but he's funny as shit. Like I said, episode 6, the Christmas episode, had me in tears. And then to wrap things up with this season, you have John dealing with him being a virgin, him learning about sex, nobody knowing what a period is, him finding his first love. And that's why I said, like, I could definitely see them continuing these different storylines in a second season, a third season, fourth season, because I would like to see more of what they could do with this. And I think they're just kind of scratching the surface. Now, I'm not saying that they need to make 5 seasons. Maybe they want to make maybe 3 or 4, because it is looked at as like a mini series. And I just hope that this is not all we get, because I think the humor really works. It kind of borrows a lot from Family Guy, just the way it's structured, but they put Ted there. You know, it's just, this is like the closest thing we're going to get to a live action Family Guy, in a sense. Overall, this series definitely surprised me. And it shouldn't be surprising, because Ted himself is just at the center of this, and you could kind of see how bad of an influence, but also how close these two are, like how they just kind of figure things out with one another. And that shit was just, I just really liked the Christmas episode, the Halloween episode, the first episode. You know, there was like 1 or 2 episodes that were like, okay, you could just kind of put them off in the background. Didn't really care for them too much. But like I said, I wouldn't mind seeing a season 2, season 3. If they really want to push it to a season 5, that's fine too. Because I think there's a lot of things you could explore with John's character, especially with introducing Bethany and whatnot. And that would be an interesting thing to kind of see develop throughout the seasons. Like maybe he spends more time with Bethany than Ted, and, you know, Ted gets jealous. That's a storyline they could really play around with going into season 2. You can definitely introduce a lot more interesting characters. Like, I really like Dennis, the truck. I'm wondering if he's gonna come back at some point, because he was just hilarious. That shit just had me in tears. I would like to see where they would do with Blaire's character in another season or 2. If we'll ever get to see Mila Kunis's Laurie's character down the line or something like that, or maybe they go up to when John gets into high school. I don't know. But if you haven't seen it, I recommend checking it out. It's a fun watch. If you have seen it, let me know how you guys feel about it in the comments below. What are some of your favorite moments or episodes overall? Till next time, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.